Look at this. Oh my God, it hurts. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, Almost a Cinephile. My name is Becca. If you've not been here before, this channel is all about physical media. I talk about collecting, I've got DVD hauls, and we also talk about old and new releases of movies. If that sounds like your jam, you can give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe below. Today is a rather large physical media haul. These are all DVDs and each one is secondhand. I didn't pick any of these up new. They all came from majority of secondhand shops, and I think a few from some supermarkets, from 10p being the cheapest all the way to about £1. And I've got nearly 30 to show you, so let's get going. So firstly, if you didn't know, I'm a huge superhero fan. I really love all things Marvel and superheroes. The MCU at the moment is not kind of like the best it's been before. I feel like I've watched everything up to Endgame that's been really, really strong. Post that, I've seen, I think, the Black Panther 2 and Thor Love and Thunder, which we won't talk about. So I have a bit of a tumultuous relationship with the MCU. I've not been watching a lot of their newer stuff, but I do love everything pre-Endgame. So I've got a couple to add to my collection. The first being Thor. I'm not the biggest fan of Thor. I love Thor Ragnarok. That is my favourite. But I picked up the first one. I've not seen this one in ages, so I need to give this one a rewatch. I also picked up The Dark World. Again, not seen this in ages. I feel like I've only ever seen this like maybe once or twice. He looks like a better Thor in this one. I feel like in the first one, he's way too blonde and the eyebrows are... We won't go there. But yeah, I don't mind Thor. I feel like as a trilogy, it's really good up to Ragnarok. We're not gonna discuss Love and Thunder, as I've said. And Fat Thor in Endgame was an interesting choice. Another film that I haven't seen in ages, and I'm pretty sure I prefer the first one to this one. I feel like when I watched this, I wasn't 100% sure, and that's Ant-Man and the Wasp. I've not watched Quantumania. That had so many bad reviews. I feel like people were really hoping that that would kick off either phase 4 or phase 5 strongly, so that we could get back to where the MCU should have been after Endgame, but I don't think it did that. Yeah, I've not seen this in such a long time. I think I've only ever seen it once. I really enjoyed the first Ant-Man. I felt like it was quite underrated, and for a character that's not as well known in the Marvel universe, I feel like they did a really good job. But this one I will need to give a rewatch as well. And then moving on to more of my favourite characters, I got The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I've got number 1. I've got all of the Sam Raimi trilogy, and I just need to start collecting the Tom Holland films. I really enjoy Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I feel like he used to be my absolute favourite. I have since rewatched the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, and I do have a bit of a soft spot now for those. I wish they gave him his trilogy. So even the rhino's on the cover, but it's literally like the last 10 minutes of the film. So that's a little bit misleading. But I really enjoy this film. Sad that Gwen Stacy got killed off so quickly in the franchise, but a really strong film nonetheless. And a film to round off my Batman collection is Batman Forever. It's in one of these snappy cases, which I really enjoy. It's very nostalgic. This has got Val Kilmer in it and Nicole Kidman. I have never seen this. I don't think I've ever seen this. I've seen the George Clooney Batman. I've seen Michael Keaton's Batman. I've seen Robert Pattinson's Batman and Christian Bale's Batman. I have got nearly every single Batman apart from the 2022 one and also the first Michael Keaton Batman. So this will be really cool to add to my collection. I feel like this is a lot more, how do I say this? A lot more goofy, a lot more campy when it comes to Batman, but I need to give it a watch because I've not seen this one. So I've only got a few kids DVDs as well to show you. If you want to skip past this bit, then by all means do, but I've only got 4. The first one being Monsters University. We've got Monsters Inc. So I got this one to round off the kids collection. Not bad for a prequel. I got The Muppets Christmas Carol. It's coming up to Christmas time. I grew up with this. This is my favourite version of A Christmas Carol, but I do in general love A Christmas Carol as a story around Christmas time. I've pretty much seen every version of A Christmas Carol, and this is one of my favourites. I'm also starting to slowly collect Harry Potter DVDs. I got this one because it was in a really nice kind of matte looking slipcase. I believe this one is a 2-disc. Yeah, this one's a 2-disc special feature one. It's got the Creating the World of Harry Potter disc in it as well, which the kids will probably enjoy. But I have not got any of these on DVD yet, only because Netflix has got the IP at the moment. So we watched the majority of them on there until we eventually get rid of Netflix. But I'm starting to slowly build this up, and this is number 5. And the last one I got, which is a really good film that no one really ever talks about that often, is Stardust. This originally was written by Neil Gaiman and they turned it into a film. It's got Michelle Pfeiffer in it, Robert De Niro, Claire Danes. It's like a very dark fairy tale about witches and pirates. And it's a really good one to sit and watch with the kids. And then moving on to my more bigger stack, which is kind of a very big mixture of genres. I will try and organise these as best as I can. But I feel like to start with, I'll kind of go through more of my... Is this organised? So I'll start to go through all of my horror films to start with, and then we'll move on to kind of more random genres. But firstly, I got Ghost Ship. This is like a vernacular, is that the word? DVD. So hopefully you can see like the shift, which is quite cool. Again, it's one of the clippy DVDs, and it's got like the old school menu on the inside. I've never seen Ghost Ship. I feel like it's one of those like old classics, kind of noughties classic. Is it the noughties? I don't actually know when this came out. Does it say? It doesn't say. It does say 2002, I think. Yeah, so really, really early 2000s. So I think it's got the guy from Hereditary in it, actually. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, never seen this, so I'm going to give this a go. Another one is M. Night Shyamalan. I can't ever say his name. M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. I've not seen this in a very, very long time. I think I've seen this once or twice. M. Night Shyamalan's films seem to be very divisive. People are either one way about them or the other. I feel like my most recent watch from him was Old. I watched Old. I've seen all of the Unbreakable series, so Unbreakable, Split and Glass. Really, really enjoyed those. I've never seen Signs. I've never seen The Sixth Sense. I know, where have I been? I don't know. But The Village, I only remember like big giant badger looking creatures in it. So I'm going to have to give this one a rewatch. Another really good film is World War Z. If you don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of zombies. I was scarred as a child watching Shaun of the Dead. And that's Shaun of the Dead, the more comedy version of Dawn of the Dead. And I hated it. So I'm slowly trying to get back into watching zombie films. I feel like this is like entry level. It's not that scary, but it's not a bad film actually. I've seen it like once or twice, but I thought it would be good to add to the collection. Another really good film is Darren Aronofsky's The Black Swan, or Black Swan. It's got Natalie Portman, Mila Kunis, and it's about ballet, and it's more of like a psychological thriller. I really like this. If you've not seen this before, it's good to go in blind, not knowing what happens, but it's really, really interesting. I kind of love more unhinged films like this. If you also didn't know me, I love a good creature feature. I'm a massive fan of like Godzilla and King Kong and just giant animals in general. I really like Jaws, and this one is no different. This is Crawl. So this is a crocodile film, and it says, does for gators what Jaws did for sharks? So I assume it should be very, very good then if it's going to make a claim as big as that on the front of its DVD. But I've never seen it. I picked it up because I thought it looked really good. And then moving on to more of my mixed genres, I've got Gone Girl. Never seen this. Never read it. Never seen it. Never watched anything about it. I wouldn't know the twists in it. I don't know what it's about. I have no idea. This is a David Fincher film, I believe, and it's apparently one of his stronger films. I've never seen it. I have no idea. I know, again, where have I been? I don't know. I'm really behind on a lot of my cinema, so I really want to give this a go. I feel like I've watched someone haul this recently and they said it was like one of their favourite thrillers ever. So I'm going to give this one a go and hopefully it's going to be good. Wild is the next film I picked up. I really like these self-discovery films, especially when they take a journey or do something a little bit different in their lives. I tend to really love that kind of subgenre. So this one is with Reese Witherspoon. I believe it's based on a book. This one's really good if you like that kind of thing. This one is a huge nostalgia kick, and that is Independence Day. My mum and dad, when they first got a DVD player, bought like, I think like 4 or 5 films, and this was one of them in the old school clippy case. And I'd never seen it before, and I really loved it. It's really good, full of action, got some good comedy in it. It's Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, and it's just a very good time. It's about an alien invasion and how we fight back and kick them out. And yeah, it's just, I mean, how have you not seen Independence Day? Although saying that, how have I not seen half of the things I've said I've not seen before? A really great film that Leo finally won his Oscar for, which is The Revenant. This is like a revenge tale, I suppose. It's very famous for the bear scene where he gets pretty shredded. But yeah, really good. I really enjoyed this one. I like most of Leo's films. I don't ever like go, oh God, what was that? He's been after an Oscar for years, so glad he actually finally got one with this one. And another film I've not seen before, which is Rebecca. So if you didn't know, my name is Rebecca, so I was a little bit more inclined to buy something with my name on it than most people probably would be. This is the Alfred Hitchcock version with Laurence Olivier in it. I've never seen it. It's originally a book by Daphne du Maurier. I don't even know what it's about. I know it's a famous book and I know it's a famous film, but I've never seen either. I don't know what it's about, so we'll give this one a go. I also picked up Adventureland with Kristen Stewart and Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah. I haven't seen this in ages. I used to have this in my collection. I really like it. I think it's about Jesse Eisenberg basically getting a summer job at a carnival, and it basically unravels from there. I saw someone haul this as well, and I was like, oh my God, if I find that again, I really want to have it back in my collection because I do remember enjoying this film. And a film I haven't seen, it seems to be like every other film I haven't seen in this collection, but we'll just keep going, is Seberg or Seberg. This has also got Kristen Stewart in it, and I like following her and Robert Pattinson's careers since Twilight. I just do, okay? Don't blame me for that. But I've never ever heard of this. I've never seen it. This is a blind buy, so hopefully it's good. I feel like it's about civil rights. It's based on true events. And this was a real person, so we'll give this a go and see if it's any good. If you didn't know, another subgenre I really enjoy is food films. I did talk about this briefly when hauling Julie and Julia. I found finally mine and my husband's favourite food film, and that is Chef with Jon Favreau. I love this film. I love this film. It just makes you want to dance. A lot of the soundtrack we had on our wedding day because it was just good music, good fun, a good time. And this film is just everything we both love in a film. So we definitely are going to give this a rewatch. It's very good. If you've not seen it before, it's all about food and relationships, and yeah, if you're not a chef, you maybe wouldn't understand it as much as people that have worked in the industry, but because we both have, we very much empathize with the characters in this. So something I am really excited to see is The Lobster. This is on my 2025 watch list, so I'm really glad I found a copy of this. This is another Yorgos Lanthimos film. I've seen The Killing of a Sacred Deer. I feel like I've seen something else as well, but I can't remember now. But this is an unconventional love story, apparently, and I'm very excited to see what it's going to be about. Something on my watch list for this year, though, was Swiss Army Man, and I'm really excited that I found this copy, again, in a really nice slipcover. I like the kind of more matte looking slipcovers. This is Daniel Radcliffe and Paul Dano, and I think it's about a corpse. It's like a satirical thing. I've never seen it, but I'm going to give it a go. Another really good film is The Martian. I feel like I've only seen this once, and the only thing I do remember about it is him using his own shit to fertilise potatoes. This is by Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott does space really well. I really liked this. I'm excited to give it another rewatch, but I'm really happy to have it in my collection. I really do like space and sci-fi based films. Another genre of films that I really like is kind of more medieval, old films, like films that were set in like medieval times or previous, like historical films. Okay, I like historical films, and I've got a few here. The first one is King Arthur. This is Clive Owen and Keira Knightley, and this came out either during Keira Knightley doing Pirates or just after, and I really liked her in Pirates. I thought she was super pretty, so I wanted to follow everything she did after that, and this was one of them. I think Clive Owen's like a Roman, and Keira Knightley plays like a Celt in Old England. It's a good film. This is the director's cut version. I don't know what that means, but hopefully it means something good, and I'm excited to finally watch this again. Another very nostalgic favourite film is Braveheart. Again, historical-ish. I don't know how accurate Braveheart is really to the story of William Wallace, but I really love Mel Gibson films. If you didn't know, I've got Apocalypto already. I love this one. I've seen The Passion of a Christ. I want to get his war film, I think Hacksaw Ridge. I've not seen it, but I really want it. And as usual, Mel Gibson films, they're a little bit violent. They're a little bit, how shall I say this? Not necessarily always accurate historically, but you always do want to root for the main character, like always. And Braveheart is no different. It's very, very sad at the beginning, but also kind of more of a revenge story afterwards. Yeah, if you haven't seen this, I think you should absolutely give it a go. It's really, really good. It's very heavy though, so kind of go into it knowing that a little bit more. But if you love historical medieval type films, then this is a really good one to start with. Lastly, we're finishing on a film that I also haven't seen, which is The Great Gatsby. I don't know why, I just didn't see it. I feel like it didn't really appeal to me when it came out. It just didn't. I don't know what it's about. I know obviously it's based on a book. I think it came out in like 2013, early 2010s. Yeah, I have no idea. I'll give it a go and see if it's any good. Loads of people love this film and rave about it, so hopefully it is. And yeah, see how it goes. Let me know if you've watched this and tell me your thoughts. So that is all the DVDs I hauled throughout September. I feel like I'll be doing like a 1 monthly haul, hopefully, because I don't always find things every week when I go out to secondhand shops. And at the moment, I feel like I've very much cleared them out in terms of where I go normally. So I'm hoping to give them some space to restock. I want to find some more October-y feeling films, maybe some more horror. I feel like I need to maybe pop into CEX, which in the UK is like a secondhand gaming and media store. They tend to have a lot of good horror films in there, so I'm going to have to give that a go and see if I can pick some up for cheap. But yeah, that was my secondhand DVD haul today. I hope you really enjoyed it. Let me know if there's any films there that you really love or any that you haven't seen yourself. What did you guys haul this month? Any good ones? Let me know below. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.